Hi. This, there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Sing Hey Long Holidays. Let your children play. I'm in love again, and it's extra dramatic. Okay, so this little video is, this is a fuck you to Professor Anton for being such a fucking pussy about ambiguity. In case you don't think I'm being serious, it's a fuck you. It's a fuck you to Gary, and it's a fuck you to yoga meditation. It's the three of you. Yoga meditation, Gary, and Professor Anton. Fuck you three. You're all gonna get it. Okay. Look, procreation is a form of genital gestural communication. This has nothing to do with suffering in the slightest. They're two different topics, right? You want to bring up Parcheesi and Chinese volleyball, feel free to do so. But suffering and procreation have nothing to do with. Oh, by the way, derived energy, you fucking mama's boy, you piece of fucking shit, you baby, you fucking titty sucking piece of shit, right? I'm just gonna mention that, right? Not to be a dick, right? I'm gonna be a little bit of an asshole, right? But you know, to be serious, I don't know what our arguments are. I'll get into that in just a second, but derived energy, your rationalization, like a lot of people without kids are like, fuck, I didn't have any kids, therefore I'm going to rationalize antinatalism. Or, oh, I have kids, I'm going to rationalize natalism, right? People like rationalize their universe so they don't split into some multi non-self like empathy, like a mega empathy with some people that are not like themselves, right? So fuck you, Gary, you old piece of shit, you 51-year-old piece of fucking fatherless shit who wants to hump. Oh my god. That's a natural expression, right? Instead of my finger pointing at you as being different than if it wasn't pointing at you, my gestural communication is if my voice wasn't louder now than it is softer now. Your dick could have been in her had she not had this happen, had the circumstances been different, had she loved you so much to allow such things to happen, such as her cervix opening on the pulsating conversational rape, war, what have you. Thank God. Thank God. I finally met people that understand symbology today. Wise monkey, I don't know what to say. Yes, I believe in interdimensional, 11th dimensional. I mean, right angles, right? Everything, you take a right angle, and then a right angle, and then a right angle, and you got all three dimensions, and then you move it through time, you get the fourth dimension, and then you take another right angle. That's the fifth dimension. You got 11 dimensions. You get this through mathematics, so we got 11-dimensional space. No one can understand this. No one understands. They understand it mathematically, but what does this mean? What does this mean? I think there's something to be said with symbolic cause. Now, fuck you, Professor Anton, you piece of ambiguous shit. Always falling back on ambiguity when lucidity and knowing what you know and calling it ambiguous because you're too fucking afraid. You're too fucking afraid to say what it is you know, right? Because it might be a rite of passage, or it might be some other unclaimed. You've already trespassed. You've already trespassed with your knowledge, right? You've already given it out to people younger than who should know it already. And you know this, but you're just chalking it up because you're a fucking dick. Anyway, back to antinatalism. Back to love. Okay, so now I love someone and let her go, and now I love someone and she might die. She's gonna die, but I mean, like, there's a good chance of death. So, of course, I'm expressing energy. Negative energy. Anyway, yeah, the dick and the cervix, and where a woman is during her ovulation cycle in terms of choosing a guy with scruff over some oval-shaped guy, is an expression like circadian rhythm. This is a form of communication, and instead of my finger pointing at you or my volume raising, it happens to be a penis and a vajayjay, and it is communication. War is communication. Death is communication. Life is not suffering. Suffering is not, it may be an ontological and even logical element of life, but life in the Buddhist sense is not suffering. Because I've seen people walk and they don't claim suffering. Their calf muscles move against the ground just fine, and they don't claim suffering. They don't claim suffering. They don't claim it. There's no actual expression of it. I grant it to them. There's no suffering at that moment. Maybe there's psychological suffering. These are paradigmatic views, psychological, phenomenological, subjective, paradigmatic views, comparisons to other people, to inherited wealth, comparisons to other people that control certain things that are not controlled, comparisons to people that pulled their shit together differently than other people do. These are all matter of fact. They're just facts. They're things that happen and don't happen. And I mean, I feel sorry, right? Some people are trying to pump themselves up, right? Like Gary, and then fucking Anton, hierarchical and derived and yoga meditation. I know you're not watching this, but you're gonna get it. When I say you're gonna get it, I just mean, like, you think nothing's coming your way? You think nothing's coming your way? Something's coming your way, right? Oh, I'm not the cause of it, but I'm the result of it. Okay, so anyway, what do I want to say besides this? Yeah, symbolic cause. The cause of being able to draw a pentagram from the top down or the bottom up to invert it. Yeah, wise monkey. 11th dimensional religiosity. Entities from beyond. Terse, blow it out your ass. Fuck you. Fuck you. You don't like paranormal? You don't like the word paranormal? Right? Paranormal is that which, like, I'm a rational person, right? Like, I live in space and time the same as you, and when shit happens that defies space and time, which seems more religious or seems more out of the normal, and I experience it, that's paranormal. You want to tell me it's something else? Oh, it's just it's what it is. It's not paranormal. Don't call it that. Don't call it that. Well, okay, whatever. Yeah, I think that Egypt was pyramidical. I think it was hierarchical, and I think the ego set in with the Hebraic mind. I think in Egypt, the symbol for goddess is a snake, and the symbol for God is a woman with a beard, and the symbol for a man is, well, it's a guy with his arms flailing. But the symbol for a god is a woman with a beard, and the symbol for a goddess is a snake. And I think when the Hebrews took that out, they made the Bible, and they said that the snake, right, the snake is the devil because it is the woman's goddess. Now we're moving into 2012. It's not the year of the rabbit anymore, so conference report can quit fucking the rabbits and the crows, and you can move on to dragons and snakes, whatever. Anyway, here's my point, is that it's the year of the dragon, it's the flying dragon. The Chinese mythology is about the snakes now. It's a woman's power issue, right? Gay rights coming in, feminism, power coming in. These are all expressions of women's power, expressions of owing to a woman as goddess, the snake, right? Which is different than the small and the narrow and the masculine, but the Egyptian expression of a goddess is a snake. Now, I mentioned a video of this, and I privatized my video, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Who cares if I privatize my video? I just privatize them, because that's what I do. I privatize them, because that's what I do. I want to do it. That's how I do it. I'm glad that I finally met people that understand divination, symbology, and witchcraft or sorcery practices. I'm not afraid to say it. Wise Monkey understands. People can believe in this, right? To me, the pentagram is the hyperbola of the hexagram. And the hepagram is a derivative expression off of the hexagram, which is more lucky. It's another ricochet. It's a difference. It's a different expression of one's spiritual self and one's spiritual state. And one wants to say that a symbol is representative of a cosmic vibration. Well, so be it. Someone wants to talk of the cosmos, but they want to leave out Aleister Crowley? Really? You want to leave out the Aleister Crowley? Thou art that, Professor Anton. You want to call it ambiguous, but something is not laid on the line because something would be in jeopardy if it was laid on the line. Okay, so here's the deal. 2008, a basketball-size orb, right? This golden orb, and I keep drawing it, moved right here, right there, right there. See that? You see that? You see that? Right there on the ground. Basketball size, small basketball size, golden orb with a loop-de-loop moved right from left to right, right through the living room. And then went out the wall. It paused, and then it went out the living room. That distorted everything, right? Now, I've been in contact with the string theorist at Stanford. I've talked to people about what technology could possibly cause that. I've gotten no rational explanation. Other people are pointing at UFOs and triptychs and New Age, yada yada. Well, why are we not taking this New Age, yada yada, to its extremity? All I know is that distorted everything, and the reason I say you, Yoga Meditation, Gary, and Professor Anton, you three were there during my own personal sabotage. I don't know why you were there. I don't know how you were there. I don't know why the Habu snake in the bottle and the drinking was there. But if anyone wants to know why it is I got such a fucking hell-bent attitude towards people, well, it might be because it's ingrained in my body. And now I love somebody whose body's failing. And I'm listening to anti-natalist arguments from fucking mama boys. Fucking pissed off people. And it's like, look, it's survival of the fittest. It's the quick and the dead. A gazelle doesn't give a shit if it's gonna fucking eat and die or give birth or fucking procreate. It doesn't know. We know. It doesn't matter. It's still a form of expression. Naturality, lex naturalis, occurs prior to the argumentation. Prior to the argumentation. Irrationality is primary to rationality. Does rationality come from irrationality, or does irrationality come from rationality? Well, I think rationality comes from irrationality, making irrationality primary. Now, suffering, yes, it happens. Yes, we can avoid it, but it's part of the whole package. Yes, kill yourself. Suffering does not hurt that bad, even to death. Even to death. Do it! I'm not condoning that. It's not a legal state. Thank you very much.